Title, Shadows of Justice, Episode 6, The Enigma Unveiled. Chapter 1, The Aftermath. The skyline of Metroplex glittered under the night sky as Jesse Chasland stared out from the rooftop of their headquarters. The city looked deceptively peaceful from up high, a stark contrast to the chaos and violence that lurked in its underbelly. Beside him, Ramirez was equally contemplative, his gaze fixed on the twinkling lights below. It's hard to believe, isn't it? Ramirez broke the silence, his voice low and thoughtful. That down there, beneath all those lights, people are still trying to tear this city apart. Jesse nodded slowly. Yeah, it's like a constant battle between light and darkness. We win a few, we lose a few, but the fight never really stops. Inside, Maya was hunched over her computer, her fingers flying over the keyboard. She was their tech wizard, the one who could turn a jumble of data into actionable intelligence. Guys, you need to see this, she called out, her voice tinged with urgency. Jesse and Ramirez exchanged a glance before heading inside. What have you got, Maya? Jesse asked, leaning over her shoulder to peer at the screen. Maya's eyes were glued to the monitor. I've been decrypting the files we got from the Syndicate's base. It's worse than we thought. Look at this, she said, pointing to a series of documents. These are plans for something called Operation Nightfall. Ramirez frowned deeply. Operation Nightfall? Sounds ominous. What's it about? Maya pulled up a detailed blueprint of the city. It's a multi-phase attack on Metroplex. They plan to disrupt the power grid, take control of the water supply, and hack into the city's communication systems all at once. If they succeed, the city will be thrown into chaos. Jesse's jaw tightened, his mind racing. We can't let that happen. Do we know who's behind it? Maya nodded, her expression grim. There's one name that keeps coming up, Vladimir Kravchenko. He's a former Russian intelligence officer turned mercenary. He's been operating in the shadows for years, and now he's here in Metroplex. Ramirez let out a low whistle. Kravchenko is no joke. We'll need a solid plan to take him down. Jesse began to pace the room, his mind working through the possibilities. We need to hit them hard and fast. Ramirez, you'll take a team to secure the power grid. Maya, you'll handle the communication systems. I'll deal with the water supply. We need to synchronize our attacks to ensure they can't counter us. Ramirez nodded, his expression resolute. I'll gather our best operatives. We'll be ready. Maya tapped on her tablet, her fingers moving with practiced efficiency. I'll set up a secure communication line for us. We need to stay in constant contact. As they finalized their plans, Captain Ellis arrived. She was now the head of the Metroplex Police Department and had been instrumental in their recent successes. Her presence was a reassuring one, her authority undeniable. What's the situation? She asked, her voice steady and commanding. Jesse briefed her on the operation. We're up against Vladimir Kravchenko. He's planning to throw the city into chaos. We need your help to coordinate with the police force. Ellis nodded firmly. Consider it done. I'll mobilize our units and have them ready to assist. We can't afford to fail. Thanks, Captain, Jesse said, his respect for her evident. We'll take the fight to them and end this. Ellis gave a nod of assurance. Good luck, Jesse. We're all counting on you. Chapter 2, The Showdown. The night was dark and full of tension as the team moved into position. Jesse, Ramirez, and Maya each led a squad of elite operatives prepared for whatever Kravchenko had in store. The clock was ticking, and they knew they had to act quickly. At the power grid, Ramirez and his team encountered heavy resistance. The Syndicate's mercenaries were well armed and determined to protect their positions. Ramirez barked orders, directing his team to take out the guards and secure the control room. Move, 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 he shouted, ducking behind cover as bullets whizzed past. We need to take that control room now. One of his operatives, a young woman named Carla, took out a guard with a precise shot. Control room in sight, sir, she called out. Go, Carla, cover me. Ramirez sprinted towards the control room, his heart pounding. He burst through the door and engaged in hand-to-hand combat with the remaining guards. Within minutes, they had secured the room. Control room secured, Ramirez reported, preparing to disable the grid. Meanwhile, Maya and her team were at the communication center. They encountered similar resistance, but were able to breach the facility's defenses using Maya's hacking skills and the team's combat prowess. Maya, we've got multiple hostiles in the main server room. One of her operatives, Alex, reported. I'm on it, Maya replied, her fingers dancing over her tablet. She bypassed the security systems and gained control of the building's internal network. Shut down their communications. They're blind now. Jesse's team faced the toughest challenge at the water supply plant. Kravchenko had anticipated their move and set up an ambush. As they approached, gunfire erupted from the shadows. Ambush! Take cover! Jesse shouted, diving behind a concrete barrier. Return fire! His team responded with disciplined precision, but the Syndicate's forces were relentless. Jesse knew they couldn't afford to be bogged down. Cover me! He yelled, signaling to his second-in-command, Marcus. Marcus nodded. You got it, boss. Jesse moved swiftly, using the chaos of the firefight to his advantage. He made his way to the control room, taking out guards with brutal efficiency. As he breached the room, he came face-to-face with Kravchenko. Kravchenko! Jesse snarled. Kravchenko smiled coldly. Chasland, I've been expecting you. The two men circled each other, tension crackling in the air. You're too late, Chasland, Kravchenko said. Operation Nightfall is already in motion. Jesse lunged at Kravchenko and the fight began. They exchanged blows, each strike filled with years of experience and training. Kravchenko was strong and ruthless, but Jesse was faster, more determined. As they fought, Jesse's team continued to secure the facility. Marcus and the others neutralized the remaining guards, ensuring no reinforcements could interrupt the battle. You can't win, Kravchenko, Jesse said, his voice strained as he blocked a powerful punch. Kravchenko laughed. Winning isn't the point. Chaos is. With a final burst of strength, Jesse disarmed Kravchenko and pinned him to the ground. It's over, Kravchenko. You've lost. Kravchenko sneered. You think this ends with me? There are others. More powerful, more dangerous. Jesse cuffed him and stood up, breathing heavily. We'll be ready for them. Chapter 3. The cleanup. Captain Ellis and her officers arrived to take Kravchenko into custody. Good work, Jesse, she said, her eyes scanning the scene. We'll handle the rest from here. Jesse nodded. Thanks, Captain. Make sure he's locked away tight. Ellis gave a nod of assurance. Count on it. As Kravchenko was led away, Ramirez and Maya regrouped with Jesse. All targets neutralized, Ramirez reported. The city's safe for now. Maya added, I've got all the data from their systems. We'll be able to track down any remaining threats. Jesse looked out over the city, his expression resolute. This is just the beginning. There will be more like Kravchenko, but we'll be ready for Metroplex. The team nodded, their determination renewed. The battle might be over, but the war for Metroplex was far from finished.